Death of a Salesman tells the story of Willy Loman, a traveling salesman chasing the American dream but never quite able to reach it. Now the classic is back on Broadway in a new production that underscores the play's enduring relevance. And audiences and critics alike are responding. The revival has become both a box office and critical success, earning 9 Tony Award nominations, more than any other play this season. Senior arts correspondent Jeffrey Brown joined 2 of today's leading actors, Nathan Lane and Laurie Metcalf, at the Winter Garden Theater for our arts and culture series, Canvas.
Willie, what has he got against you?
I'm so tired. Let's not talk anymore.
It's Death of a Salesman, at once familiar and as we've never seen it before. Willy Loman, played by Nathan Lane, his wife Linda, Laurie Metcalf. Their sons Biff and Happy, Christopher Abbott and Ben Allers. But instead of domestic furniture, a '64 Chevy dominates the stage. Rather than their post-war home where the play is typically set, a timeless and placeless industrial warehouse.
Are we in your mind?
We're in my mind.
Is that how it
well,
feels?
we're in Willie's mind. By taking it out of the domesticity of a house in 1949, I think it has freed the play. It feels like Greek tragedy.
It certainly is American tragedy, even the American tragedy.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it, because personality always wins the day.
Oliver always thought the highest to him.
Will you let me talk?
Written by legendary playwright Arthur Miller in 1949.
Arthur Miller tapped into something, and it is always teaching us about who we are as human beings, as families, as mothers and fathers and sons, and who we are as a country.
$200 should carry us, but that includes the last payment on the mortgage.
Remarkably, one person who's never seen it, Laurie Metcalf, purposely.
Whatever production I saw, then the performance of Linda Loman would be permanently. I wouldn't be able to think of it without thinking of whoever's performance it was. So I deliberately stayed away from all the productions of it, thinking way down the line, hey, like now, I'd be able to do the role. So,
But that's thinking way back,
yeah,
right?
way back. Yeah.
Imagining this day
She has
might
seen
come.
very few plays.
Yeah, yeah. It was relatively.
It kind of limits.
I don't get out much. So.
Now 70, she's definitively made an impression on stage and screen. A charter member of Chicago's renowned Steppenwolf Theater Company. Aunt Jackie on the hit sitcom Roseanne.
I am not doing that again. You can't make me.
Oscar nominated for her role in Greta Gerwig's film Lady Bird.
No one's asking you to be perfect, just consider it.
Back-to-back Tony Awards for 2017's A Dollhouse Part 2 and 2018's 3 Tall Women. And now her own Linda Loman, played with an unusual strength and fierceness.
I don't say he's a great man. Willy Loman never made a lot of money. His name was never in the paper, and he isn't the finest character that ever lived. But he's a human being, and a terrible thing is happening to him, so attention must be paid.
We were looking for her to be a partner to Willie, looking for somebody who has boundaries, I guess, rather than zero boundaries. Mm-hmm. Like there are things that she will do for the family, and then things that she won't put up with anymore.
Look at that body, it's disgusting.
Nathan Lane is also 70 and also acting royalty. On screen in such films as The Birdcage and Stage. He's a 3-time Tony winner, including for The Producers.
So in order for our scheme to work, we'd have to find a surefire flop.
Like Metcalf, he dreamed of one day taking on Salesman, but unlike her, he went out of his way to see it.
I'm the exact opposite. I've seen many productions.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was 10 years old and was upset by it at 10. So I had to banish the ghosts of this production.
He's got spirit!
Renowned Willy Lomans have included Lee J. Cobb and George C. Scott, Dustin Hoffman, Brian Dennehy, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Most recently, Wendell Pierce, in a production that reimagined the Loman family as black.
So I had to let go of all of that.
But how do you do that?
Shock treatment.
How do you do that? You take the play and you learn it, and then you go moment to moment with the people you are actually going to be on stage with in a rehearsal. And slowly but surely you start to build your own Willy Loman.
Pushing himself and his sons relentlessly to reach the American dream, dreaming of himself as bigger than he'll ever be, Willy ends up used and discarded. In one famous scene, he implores his young boss, Howard, to let him stop traveling.
I'm talking about your father. There were promises made across this desk. You mustn't tell me. You've got people to see. I put 34 years into this firm, Howard, and now I can't pay my insurance. You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit.
He's fighting. That's what makes him an interesting character. He's not the most likable guy. He's, a mass of contradictions and insecurities, but he is fighting for his life.
I think that's why you root for characters like that, because they just don't stop fighting. Whether they're likable or unlikable or whatever, you have to root for the tenacity of it.
And in the reimagined, timeless setting by director Joe Mantello and the creative team, all nominated for Tonys, you can't help seeing the enduring relevance of the play. It even planted a few hints, including having Willy's boss hold a contemporary to-go coffee cup.
In 1949, Willy was seen as the victim of capitalism and the system, and he just can't understand why it's not working. I'm doing all the right things. And just like there's a lot of, men in this country who feel they were replaced or erased by
Still today,
by AI,
resonates.
DEI, and they were promised something, and they're angry. And I think Willy it could be counted among them.
It's emotionally powerful to watch. It must be emotionally draining to play.
Yes, it's very emotionally hard to get through. And, you leave your emotions on the stage, but mentally it's hard to keep the ball in the air for 3 hours.
Yes, it is draining. It calls upon everything you have, and you can't hide in this play. It's a play that tests you and costs you. But every night when you hear weeping in the dark, you feel it's all been worth it.
You hear it, you're on stage and
Sure.
Yeah.
No, you can hear people weeping. But I'm living proof that at 70, dreams can still come true.
That's how it feels.
To do this play is a privilege. It is the ultimate privilege of my entire career, is to stand on this stage and say, you can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit. It's why I wanted to be an actor.
Will you ask Howard to let you work in New York?
First thing in the morning. Everything will be all right.
For the PBS News Hour, I'm Jeffrey Brown on Broadway.
Look at the moon.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.